Hello, I'm Bernie Hayes. Today's guest is Marvin Cockrell, and we'll be talking about a special concert coming to St. Louis today on The Bernie Hayes Show. Welcome back. I'm Bernie Hayes, and my guest is, like I promised you, Marvin Cockrell. Marvin, welcome back.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Very good to be here. Thank
you. It's
you.
Good to see you. I haven't seen you in so long.
Yes, it's been a while, but I'm glad to be here.
How are you doing?
Good and well. Doing well. Just excited about what's coming up.
Wonderful. Tell us what is coming up. A new concert, right?
Yes, concert August 12th at the Sheldon. I have special guests from Rome.
Okay.
Julia Lorenzoni and Quartet.
Julia Lorenzoni and Quartet. It's an international jazz artist from Rome, Italy.
Yes.
Well, okay.
Yes.
When is it going to be in where?
It's going to be at the Sheldon, 7 o'clock, and my band will play, and then we're going to let them take the stage. And we also have a special composition that Julia and I are working on together, collaborating.
You are a composer, you're a musician, you're a teacher. Tell us about Marvin Cockrell.
Well, a little bit about myself. I taught music for over 30 years in the East St. Louis School District.
That's District 189?
Yes, 189. Okay. And I have been blessed to have many students that have gone on in music and other fields. And I see them playing around town. I see them playing internationally. And so I'm a composer, and I didn't realize at the time, but I would write music for the students. That was one of the things that I'd like to encourage them. So I would name songs after the students to encourage them as I wrote them. And it became, I guess maybe in the late 90s, I started using those songs in my professional group. I realized that would work out really well, and people liked the little simple melodies, and then bringing in great musicians to perform them. And things just evolved into going from just writing for the students to now having 5 CDs.
Wow. Let's see, the latest CD is called what, Smooth Jazz?
Red Hot
Smooth Jazz?
Yes.
I think we have a picture of that. There it is. Tell us about that one, Marvin.
Red Hot Smooth Jazz is a CD that deals with a composer, because there are songs on there you could use for wedding, there's songs on there you could use for marching band, there's songs on R&B, and there's like the title, Red Hot Smooth Jazz, reminds you of the old time, back in the days, just having a jam session.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of fun.
Who are some of the musicians on it?
We have Carl Watkins on it. We have Steve Johnson. Both of those are guitar players. We have, I'm trying to think, Richard Wade, another keyboard player. We have Carlos Brown and Brady Lewis, former students of mine. They're playing on it. And trying to make sure, my daughter, I better not leave out Dr. Maria. Yes, she's playing on it. So have a lot of great musicians playing on there. And Brian Thomas is playing bass.
Okay. You are married?
Yes, I am.
Tell us about your family.
Dr. Vivian Cockrell, Dr. Maria Cockrell. They are my wind beneath my wings that have supported me and made all of this possible by just continuing to support me. And one of the songs on the CD, Our World, is a composition that we all wrote together. And which is really nice, talking about what's going on in the world today. Yeah. So they've been a very big part of my music.
What are the institutions you taught at East St. Louis?
Elementary schools, Morrison Elementary, Brown Elementary, then moved up to the middle school. At that time, Dr. Martin Luther King Junior High School. And that's when I started really writing for students. I saw the talent that they possessed, and it inspired me to write for them. And one of the main songs, I have 2 songs. One's called King Funk, which is a nice song I wrote for 2 of my students there, named Keisha and Shauna Harris, and I named another one after them, KSH. And those 2 songs, we perform all the time.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah,
that's great.
So to motivate the students, it was great. They really enjoyed it.
Yeah. And also, I saw the Red Hot Smooth Jazz latest album, but here on the table, there are 4 other CDs that you've produced. Tell us about those.
The first one, Stepping Stones, was the very first CD. And it was kind of like cutting my teeth to see if the public really would accept me as far as writing original music. Because at that time, if you only did covers, that's what people wanted to hear. other people's music, and I was like, I want to do my own.
Yeah, the Motown sound,
yeah,
Atlantic, and
right.
the stacks and all that
Yeah.
stuff. But
So I cut my teeth on it, and it went well.
it's great.
And it led to the second CD, which was Heat.
Heat, okay.
And brought in Tim Cunningham and some other heavy hitters to help produce that. Carl Casperson did the recording and engineering with me, and it really took off. It really did well, and it led me on to my third CD,
Which was?
the I'm Cool.
I'm Cool.
Yeah, I'm Cool. And on I'm
I love the
Cool,
artwork there.
my students at Lincoln Middle School, I was teaching Carlos Brown and Brady Lewis. I said, I'm writing this song for you guys. Now, they're like 6th and 7th graders. I said, should I call it I'm Hip, I'm Cool? What do you think I should call this? Oh, Mr. Carroll, call it I'm Cool. I'm cool. And so, like I said, you want the kids to feel a part of it, so that's what I named it. And I had no idea, like I said, years later, that I would really record it professionally, but I wrote it for them to motivate them.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And now they're, traveling the world playing, too.
And that last one is called?
The inspiration, that goes back to my roots.
Okay.
Started playing in church, and Pilgrim Temple in East St. Louis, and Washington Tabernacle, Lane Tabernacle CME, to now Greater Mount Carmel Baptist Church, Reverend Earl Nance Jr. Put that in there.
Greater Mount Carmel.
Yeah, it just talks about songs
Reverend
that kept me.
John, you said Reverend Nance.
Earl Nance Jr.
Earl Nance Jr.
And those songs that kept me grounded through the years as far as my playing and knowing that my blessings come from God and everything I do reflects Him.
I was going to talk about church musicians and so forth. You played at Lane, then you playing for Reverend Nance now. Why did you get that inspiration, Marvin? Because I see you rooted in your spirits. You're rooted in gospel.
Yeah.
But you all play some jazz and any other genre too. But how did you become a church musician?
My piano teacher, Margie Olive in East St. Louis, who taught so many people in East St. Louis, was a musician at Mount Zion Baptist Church, and she was all over the nation playing. And she was my teacher and also cousin. A lot of people didn't know that.
Oh, okay.
But she was my cousin, and she was an old school, very, very strict. But she always talked about playing for church and letting God know where your talents come from and letting others know. And so I started playing in church maybe at 12, 13 for Sunday school.
Wow.
And then by the time I was 16, I'd made it to where I could play for the church service. And I even did my first wedding at 16. And I was so surprised when the lady asked me, would you play for my wedding? I said, me? You have all these other musicians you can choose from? She said, yeah, I want you to play.
You must have made an impression.
Yeah. And at this point, they're still married and doing well. My first wedding.
Well, this is great.
Yeah.
Tell us about the concert, Marvin, 17th Annual Smooth Jazz Concert.
Yes. This is coming up this August 12th. And, we have, like I said, our special guest from Rome, which we're excited about. And she and I are working on a composition, a brand new song that is going to just showcase how the unity, United States and Italy, and looking forward to that. And then I have heavy hitters playing again. My daughter's going to be playing, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. A lot of just everybody just showcasing their talent and loving music.
How'd you happen to reach across the ocean to bring somebody here from Italy?
Well, my daughter, Dr. Marvin Cockrell, had a speaking engagement. And so we were out, and my wife was saying, let's go out to eat and let's find a jazz club. And so she went on the internet and Googled and found this jazz club, Elegant Cafe, and we went in and we met the owners. We got there early, and I asked, can I meet the band? Is that possible? And making a long story short, I got a chance to meet the band. We talked a little bit before it started, and next thing you know, they were on stage jamming and playing, and we were just relaxing, and then they went on break, and we were talking. All of a sudden, I got a touch on my shoulder. Marvin, would you like to play a song with us?
Wow.
And I was honored because, you don't see that happening. They really didn't know me, per se,
Sure.
but they allowed me up on stage to share, and we jammed a little bit, and we talked afterward. And the spirit was just so good between us. We said that if you ever come to the United States, we'd love to, have you perform with us. And I said, we have a concert every August. She said, we'd love to come. And I said, really? And she said, yes. So we've been collaborating back and forth. through Instagram as far as sending music, sending ideas. I'm writing the music and she's putting the lyrics and words together. So it's been a nice collaboration.
That's great. We're going to take a short break here, Marvin. We'll come back and ask how we can get tickets to this concert when we come back, okay?
All right.
Okay, we're talking to Marvin Cockrell, and we'll be right back after this.
And a lot of people out there, when they heard that 1411 Locust closed, they just assumed New Life went away. It's not there anymore. It's there doing a dynamic work behind the scenes right now, because there's so many that are suffering out there and so much more that we need to be doing at this time, that I'm asking you to go to God in prayer. And you faithful partners, please encourage others in your church, on your business, to become partners, because there's so many more that need help out there in there.
Yes, that is true. What I would like to say, if it's okay, Reverend Rice, everybody please donate. You know, help New Life keep going, because just think about it. When you go buy a bag of chips, instead of buying a bag of chips or a cup of coffee, get someone off the street. Help them change their life so maybe one day they're on their own coffee company or their own chip company. It's a stride, but it starts as a process. Please continue to help New Life, because without New Life, a lot more people would not be here. And Reverend Rice and his agencies all across the world, it's just like he's everywhere. And just help us and help Reverend Rice, because when you help him, he helps a lot of people that a lot of people just toss away. And we're all not supposed to just toss away people. You wouldn't want your family tossed away. So just think, one day he might be helping somebody in your family. So just give from your heart.
Thank you. It's P.O. Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri. That's 63166. Or go online at nlecstl.org.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I just want to thank you, Lord.
And welcome back. I'm Bernie Hayes. My guest is Marvin Cockrell, and we're talking about a special concert that he's having, the 17th Annual Smooth Jazz Concert. It's going to be at the Sheldon Hall in St. Louis. Marvin, how can we get tickets and more information about this?
The Sheldon box office, or you can go online to the Sheldon. It's listed there, and you can purchase general admission or VIP tickets through them.
What's the price?
The price is $50 for general and $75 for VIP.
Okay. And tell us who's performing now along with you.
We have Carl Watkins on guitar. We have Richard Wade on keyboards. Dr. Marvin Cockrell on keyboards. We have John King, bass, very outstanding. And on guitar, we have Steve Johnson as special guest.
Oh, those are very wonderful musicians. They're well known in
Let me also mention Patrice Laban and Daryl Gordine, a vocalist.
Oh, wow.
They've been with me for many years now. Excellent. They're around town now as mixology. Yeah.
So tell us, Marvin, how did you transition from your gospel playing to your jazz playing to the other genres too? Because you're proficient in each one of them. Do you incorporate each one in all your compositions?
Honestly, I do. You know, I don't think one way when I'm playing or writing. I just let the Spirit lead me as far as how I'm playing. And so, you know, a lot of music is intertwined. You know that better than I do. You know, R&B and soul and symphony and jazz, you know, it all fuses together. So honestly, I just, you know, go with the feel and go with the flow and just let things go naturally. Because I know sometimes people say, man, that sounds really jazzy. And then I can be out playing jazz and, you know, I can hear those church chords. And you know, to me, it's all good.
That's great.
It's all good.
How can one reach you and get more information about Marvin Cockrell and your CDs?
They can call me directly at 314-304-6499.
Say it just a little bit slower in case somebody want to write it down.
It is 314-304-6499.
And do you have a website or email address? Or
Yes, I do. Okay. MarvinCockrell.com.
Okay.
And the web address is musicfocus@marvinfcockrell.com.
And they can call that or access any of those sites and get information on the upcoming concert also?
Yes. And may I go back? I just crossed my mind. Left out one important cog in the band.
Tell me about it.
Andrew Bethany, my drummer, who
Okay.
keeps us all together. And I thought about this, like, no, we couldn't do it without him. So he's a well-known musician around town, drew a project, and he's performing and singing. He's an excellent vocalist.
Okay. It's the 17th annual Smooth Jazz Concert.
Yes.
So you've been doing it for 17 years.
17 years.
Wonderful. Tell us about some of the successes.
Okay, we started at the Bistro across from the Fox for the very first one, and we did several there. Then we moved on. We did one at Sweetie Pies, and then Grandale, out of Logan University, out in University City, we've done concerts. So we spread it around. And this year, we wanted to keep it central. We got an opportunity to do it at the Sheldon. And so we're really, really excited about that venue. It's a beautiful venue.
Marvin, I've known you for 25 years, and you still look the same as you did 25 years ago. Maybe even longer than that. But,
yes.
I guess the family keep you pretty healthy, huh?
Yeah. And honestly, trying to, well, back in the days when I was playing R&B band, and we'd be up at 12, 1, 2 o'clock, and I was still playing in church, you know, I took care of myself, and we went home and got our sleep and proceeded. So we weren't, you know, burning really candle at both ends. So I took care, and now it's paid off.
That's wonderful. You look great. Tell us about your faith, too, Marvin, because I know that you're deeply rooted.
Yeah, basically, I know that everything starts with God and being blessed and sharing the blessing with others, and I just don't take it for granted. When I would work with my students, you know, I always think about them as my either child or my little brother and sister. I wanted to give my best so that they can enjoy the blessings that I've gotten through music. And it's like I said, it's been nice because I meet students now in their 30s and 40s and now they're one in their 50s, and they talk about the influence I had on them and stuff that I didn't even realize. I even was playing a funeral the other day, and two of my former student sisters came up to me, and I hadn't seen them in like 25, 30 years, and they were just saying how I had a positive influence on them. So honestly, I just don't take it for granted, and I know that the lives I touch are special, and I need to always remember that.
This is great. How do you compose? I mean, do the words and the music come to you? Do you do both the lyrics and the music? And how does that come to you?
You know, it really depends. Most times, I'll start with a drum beat.
Okay.
And get that feeling going, and then just close my eyes and start with the bass line, or sometimes chords. You know, it just really depends. I have 2 videos, and one is Our World, and basically it was my daughter was saying, Dad, you need to write a song about what's going on in the world. And I said, you know, normally I just write as it hits me. I don't really take it on as a project to make it, which was different. But just basically thinking about all the things that's going on in our world as far as the United States and just everything negative. And so anyway, I was able to sit down and put chords together, and it was mainly chords, structure, and then my daughter sat down and put a melody to it, and my wife was writing words to it, and we just all came together. On the other hand, I have St. Louis Bounce, which is a really uplifting pop song that gets people up out of their chair. Well, not to get really deep, but I lost my mother tragically, and I was sitting down in the basement trying to say, I got to pull myself out of this. I got to pull myself out of it. And I put the drum beat on, and I started feeling good, and I started adding chords, and it's like, bounce, bounce, bounce around, St. Louis bounce. And that spirit of, hey, even though bad things are going on, you got to pull yourself up. You got to stay positive. And so that came, you know, evolved into a song that's been really, really well received, and it's talking about the Cardinals, the baseball game, football games. My mother was a big sports fan, and so it brought all that to life, and it's just a happy song, even though its origination was because of a negative situation.
Okay. You have anything on YouTube? Can we watch?
Yes, I have a lot of music and videos. Everything is on YouTube.
Okay. Just spell the name so we can go to YouTube and find it. Okay.
If you go to Marvin F. Cockrell, Cockrell, and Focus, the name of the band, Focus, and you'll see a list of the videos and the songs that I've done.
And can we also access How can we get some of the albums, the CDs?
By going to my Facebook page, MarvinFCockrell.com.
So you're on Facebook?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And that way they can access and buy and download. And I'm on the streaming apps, all the services, they can download the songs that way too.
Okay. This is wonderful, Marvin. You're such a talent. And this upcoming concert, I know, is going to be just a thrill. The 17th annual Smooth Jazz Concert with Giulia Lorenzoni.
Yes, sir.
Quartet, international jazz artist from Rome, Italy. Yes. How about that? You reached across the water to bring them here to St. Louis.
That was really nice. May I add one more thing?
Yeah, then we have about 30 seconds.
Okay. Ed Nicholson, band director in East St. Louis. I had an opportunity to write a song called The 4 Gs.
Okay.
It's called The 4 Generations from the East Side. And he, along with some others, Greg Lewis and Carlos and Brady, we were able to put that together to highlight the musicians and the teachers from East St. Louis.
This is wonderful. They need that, and that's wonderful. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And we're here at the New Life Evangelistic Center, 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri, 63114. And we'll be right back with Marvin Cockrell after this.
A lot of people are experiencing some difficult times walking through the journey of life, feeling that they're just totally overwhelmed. Maybe you're one of those individuals. I want to encourage you to get in God's Word, know that He loves you. He'll never forsake you. He's got a purpose for your life. If you haven't reached out and helped somebody lately, there's so many people that need help at this time. And those opportunities are available to you at New Life Evangelistic Center. We have search and rescue teams that are going out, finding people everywhere, and taking them to the direct help they need, helping them break the cycle of homelessness, going out to a wide variety of residential living programs we have. So many people hurting at this particular moment, and many that are in need. And you're going to feel good about helping somebody else that's in need. So if you want further information, call us at 314-421-3020. You can give online at nlecstl.org. You can volunteer, and most of all, you can really pray. We need prayer warriors at this time, facing some critical needs at this moment, and your prayers will definitely make a big difference for good. So please continue to keep us in your prayers here at the New Life Evangelistic Center.
Today's subject is Louis Armstrong, was born August 4th, 1901 in New Orleans, Louisiana. In 1918, he replaced Kid Oliver's band, then the most popular band in New Orleans. In 1922, he received a call from Oliver to come to Chicago for the Creole Jazz Band. In 1924, he joined Fletcher Henderson's orchestra. Unhappy, Armstrong left Henderson to return to Chicago in 1925. Back in Chicago, OK Records decided to let Armstrong make his first records with a band under his own name. By 1932, Armstrong, who was now known as Satchmo, had begun appearing in movies and made his first tour of England. In 1936, he became the first African-American to get featured billing in a major Hollywood movie with his turn in Pennies from Heaven, starring Bing Crosby. In 1959, he was called into the studio to record Hello, Dolly.
Hello, Dolly. This is Louis. Dolly. Mighty glad to have you back where you belong.
In 1967, Armstrong recorded a new ballad, What a Wonderful World.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
He died in his sleep July 6, 1971, in his home in Queens, New York. Louis Satchmo Armstrong.
It takes many partners to operate New Life Evangelistic Center. We're a large ministry operating and serving so many people all throughout Missouri. And so we appreciate so much Bernie Hayes and his many years of dedicated service to people who are experiencing homelessness all throughout Missouri. But we need people like you to partner with Bernie Hayes and with New Life Evangelistic Center to make a real impact in the lives of people who are hurting now. In a very practical way, you are being the hands and feet of Christ in the streets of St. Louis and Springfield, Missouri, and beyond. So I want to thank everyone who is partnering with New Life Evangelistic Center. I want to challenge you to get involved today for the glory of God and the good of others in our community. Thank you so much. And God bless those who are making a big impact on the lives of hurting people.
Welcome back. Marvin Cockrell is my guest. We're talking about a concert, the 17th annual Smooth Jazz Concert presented by Marvin Cockrell, and he's also going to have Giulia Lorenzoni, the quartet there, an international jazz artist from Rome, Italy. Marvin, you were talking about somebody who's very inspirational in your life and who you actually model yourself from. What is that?
That is Mr. Ed Nicholson in St. Louis. He started me on saxophone in the 4th or 5th grade, and he was my junior high school band director. He was my high school band director, and if anyone was a role model for me beside my dad, it was Ed Nicholson. I wanted to be like him. He was an outstanding educator. He was an outstanding teacher. He was an outstanding musician, and I honestly wanted to be exactly like him. And I didn't realize that after I graduated from college, came back to East St. Louis, I was able to be his co-worker, which I could never be on his level, but I was teaching, I was doing the music, and he recognized me as, a little mini him. And
That's wonderful.
I honored him a few years ago by giving him a little plaque saying how much I appreciated that and how much he influenced me. And going back to the 4 Gs, I let him know that I'm his child. Then he had grandchildren that I taught, great grandkids. So we're all that generation following him. So it was just a nice honor for him.
Well, where did you attend your higher education?
I attended Western Illinois University in Macomb, Illinois, where I got my undergrad and my master's degree in music education.
Okay, and you're at Kappa?
Alpha,
Phi
Alpha. Oh, no.
I didn't mean to make that mistake.
No.
I said that to one of my friends who was an Omega, and I said, "You're a Kappa, right?" He almost choked, man. He didn't know. No, I'm an Omega. But you're an Alpha.
Yeah.
A Phi A. That's
sir.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when you talked about Mr. Nicholson, Marvin, I understand that some of your students come up and talk about you in the same respect. They honor you the same way that you honor Mr. Nicholson. Well, how do you feel when they do that?
As I've gotten older, it's kind of like, wow. You think about it, it's touching. And it's like I said, it's a blessing because what you try to do, you don't realize how it's coming across if it really is or not. And when they come back to you, it's like what I tried to do. That was, it worked out.
Okay. Now, how can we get tickets and for the concert coming up on the 12th of August? Where we get tickets from? How much are they? And are they selling pretty fast?
Yes, the Sheldon box office. You can go online to the Sheldon, and they have them there.
The Sheldon's Grand, and then
Yes.
Delmar. Yeah.
Yeah, and so going online to their website, tickets are available.
Okay.
Yes,
How can
sir.
we access your website and phone number again?
Again, my website is marvinfcockrell.com. My telephone number is 314-304-6499, and you can reach me for tickets.
How do you anticipate this concert being? You say it's black tie, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's really going to be a upscale event.
Yeah, we're planning it that way, but also we're trying to get some of the younger people, jazz students in the community. So we're also offering tickets to them at a nominal cost to get them to come because we want them to see the group from Rome. We want them to see what they can do, and a lot of them are so talented. So we're opening the doors up for them too.
And where can we find you on Sundays?
You can find me at Greater Mount Carmel Baptist Church, 1617 North Euclid Avenue at the Oregon.
Euclid right off a Page.
Yes.
Yeah, just south of Page.
Yeah.
North of Page, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But,
I have to mention
who's the pastor there?
Reverend Earl Nance Jr. Reverend Earl Nance Jr.
Very dear
And I had
personal friend of mine.
my drummer Sammy Coleman and the piano Diane Witherspoon. We make a great team together.
This is wonderful. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you coming by, Marvin.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Marvin Cockrell. It's going to be a wonderful concert. The 17th annual Smooth Jazz Concert. Giulia Lorenzoni, the quartet and the international jazz artist, along with Marvin Cockrell at the Sheldon on the 12th of August. Be there if you can. I'm Bernie Hayes, and we're at the New Life Evangelistic Center, 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri. Reverend Larry Rice has been helping those in need for more than 51 years. We hope you continue to support the New Life Evangelistic Center and the programs we offer here. I'm Bernie Hayes. Have a great day, and thank you for watching.